Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Precious Metal Summit Europe. And this is day 2. And now we come to quite a famous company, McEwen Mining. And with me here is Rob McEwen, the founder and chief owner, and also Peter Ma, the new COO of the company. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Johan.
Good morning.
Morning. Fantastic. Great. Yeah, McEwen Mining. I mean, you are a mining legend, that's for sure, Rob. And we have done a lot of symposiums together and stuff in Zurich together on the mining panels. But McEwen Mining got a little bit in trouble over the last 2 years. So maybe you want to comment on that.
We sure did. Last year was, I'll call it a nightmare. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, operations didn't deliver. Every quarter we came out with guidance, so we didn't meet. So we very much disappointed the market. There were some operational issues with a startup we had. And there were some non-recurring events, such as a fire and a flood, that hit our revenue line very hard, but our expenses remained the same. And then earlier this year, with COVID starting up, we decided we wanted to prevent the spread of COVID. Mm-hmm. And so all of our operations were shut down for a period of time. And the Q2 results they didn't look very attractive.
Okay.
But Q3 was better. Costs are coming down. The operations have resumed. And there have been big changes that Peter can discuss. We believe we're in a turnaround. There's a lot of ground to make up between where we should be, where our peers are, and where we are right now. We call that closing the gap. So that's where we are. We're running hard.
Yeah. Okay, Peter, maybe you want to comment on that, because I mean, if you have a natural disasters, I call it, like floods and fires, this could happen. This is just by coincidence. But let's put it that way. What went wrong, and what measures have you now done as a COO, for example, to really bring that back online?
Yes, thank you. I think first, starting at Gold Bar, we got away from the feasibility. And there were some changes that were made that didn't lead to the results we hoped, and the resource model took a big hit. Uh-huh. And what we did is we took over the resource modeling. We drilled 20,000 kilometers, 20,000 meters. 20,
that would be really interesting.
one day, if we have a big, large property, we will drill that much.
Yeah,
20,000 meters, and really focused on understanding the geometallurgical characteristics technically of the ore body. And right fitting our mining approaches to the technical factors. We then also looked at, in the turnaround, our operational efficiencies in the mine and the mill. We made great improvements in the last quarter. We expect to see those carrying forward. We also started implementing some innovations and technology in our pit mapping, GPS, drones. We're trying to leverage technology and innovation at Gold Bar. We restructured the team. Brought things down to the feasibility level in our labor. So all kinds of areas we improved operationally, and we see that going forward. And looking at increasing our mine life. So we brought on Gold Bar South. It's in the permitting phase. That's a new project that we'll be including in our feasibility update and resource reserve update at Q4 and at Q4 this year. Mm-hmm. At Black Fox, we had catastrophes of biblical proportions. The fire was a contractor operating a crusher plant. We took that over, implemented more proactive risk-based operations and risk assessments, which has helped us. Same with the water. We've got the water under control. And we really took a similar journey of taking on the resource modeling at Black Fox and drilled on much tighter spacing. Improved our resolution of information early so that we can adapt our mining and mine plans to deliver better production. And I think Q3, we've shown that coming out of the COVID, which was a very tough crisis for all of us in the industry, but some very good trends with costs coming down at Black Fox. as well, and as well the gold production coming up. We have an exciting Froome project. We're halfway to Froome. It extends our mine life by 2.5 years at an annualized production rate of about 40 to 45,000 ounces a year. And that will be very important to our growth strategy in the Timmins camp of getting to 100 to 150,000 ounces in the Fox complex expansion. And that what that entails is bringing on the Grey Fox open pit, which we've released results last quarter, increasing indicated to 888,000 ounces. So really promising growth profile and a good trend on our turnaround.
So that means that you are, let's say, a little bit more in plan now with your 5-year strategic plan to grow the gold equivalent production to over 300,000 ounces per year.
Exactly.
Super. What else do you have to do to get to those 300,000 ounces?
So I already mentioned bringing on Gold Bar South, the Grey Fox, and Timmins. The other project, an exciting project in Mexico, is the Phoenix project at our El Gallo mine. And we are almost completed the FS, the feasibility, which will come out in Q4 as well. And that we expect that project to come online in 2022.
Okay, super. Then I saw also, I mean, you have 3 gold mines, 1 silver mine, but you have also a copper project called Los Azules, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so what's going on there? Because copper is hot, you know?
It's getting warmer, you're right. It's trading at $3.08 pound right now. And this is a large copper deposit. When you take the indicated and inferred resources, it's just under 30 billion pounds of copper. And it's we did a preliminary economic assessment on it a couple of years back using a $3 copper price.
Here we are.
In there, it modeled a 36-year mine life. In the first 13 years, it would produce 415 million pounds of copper, plus some gold, plus some silver. And it'd be producing at $1.14 a pound. So it's a very robust target at $3 or better. I'll give you, to give a sense of magnitude for gold and silver investors, if you converted the silver and the copper to gold equivalency, the indicated resources would be equal to 19 million ounces of gold equivalent, and the inferred would be a further 37 million. And annual production at 415 million pounds would be equivalent to 800,000 ounces when you include the gold and silver credits in there, at a cost of $800 an ounce.
Crazy.
So it is. It's a very large project. We're trying to perfect a route into the property that would give us 12-month access. Right now, it's something like Lundin Copper's Los Filos project, in that it's restricted access because of high mountain passes and snowfall. But this new route would give us 12-month access, bring down the cost, and speed up the development of this.
Okay, so let's put it that way. How far do you think you are away from production there? Meaning, how long would it take to really develop this project? How much money is needed? Could you finance this out of future cash flow? Let's assume gold goes $2,000 plus here, so that you can say, okay, out of our 3-4 mines we are running already, and let's assume within the next 2-3 quarters everything goes a smooth way, that you are back on track. Can you do that with that, or do you need to raise then additional money because the project is so large?
It's a large project, Johan. It's the capex is currently estimated to be 2.4 billion.
Oops, yeah, that's a bit too large.
Well, it's bigger than our treasury, and because of that, what we're thinking about right now is to put it into a separate company, and also put into that a copper project we have in Nevada. So you have 2 chances to hit the home run, and raise capital in there so it doesn't strain our balance sheet in developing McEwen Mining. It would monetize the value. We would sell a portion, but still retain a large interest. And we've been in discussions to see if we could joint venture it with a larger company that has the skills and the capital to bring that on.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I could imagine one of the big majors should be interested with those numbers. A company like BHP, Rio Tinto, Anglo, for example, that's their kind of size, right?
Yes, definitely. And copper, as you know, it's as you said, it's become a hot metal, and the electrification of transportation, renewable energy devices, and urbanization of Asia. All that's going to bring big demands.
Absolutely. And don't forget, because we have elections today in the US, it doesn't matter who wins, but a $2 billion infrastructure program, I think, is key.
Yes.
And that would require copper like unbelievable amounts.
We're all in favor of that.
Yeah, me too. Super. 2021. Let's say all the problems are solved this quarter, next quarter, and 2021, what would be then the focus for you in the development of the mines, saying in the company?
Well, we have a fairly large organic growth pipeline. We don't have to go out and acquire other properties to grow. So within the Timmins area, there's the Black Fox mine, and we'd be migrating production to Froome at the end of next year. And then there is the Stock mine where we have our mill. It's about 40 kilometers away from the mine. And this property was mined, but only to a shallow depth of about 300 meters. And mines within the region go down as deep as 2,000 meters. And we've found high-grade values 600 meters below the workings. So we're looking at dewatering that and bringing in what we call Stock West. It's a zone that's 500 meters away from the underground workings. And then near the mine is another property zone called Grey Fox. So Peter mentioned to you earlier on, we're looking to bring those all together under one umbrella, and we can see that Timmins asset producing 100 to 150,000 ounces. And the goal is to get to a 10-year life and an $800 cost. That's what we're aiming for. We can't guarantee it right now, but that's the plan. And then down in Nevada, there is Gold Bar. Peter mentioned Gold Bar South, which is very close to the mine. And then we have another property, a large property called Tonkin, that is between our mine and Barrick's largest gold mine, their Cortez Hills deposit. And there are resources there that we think we'd be able to process at the Gold Bar site.
Okay, super. That sounds like a great game plan to me. What does the company look today financially? Meaning, what is still cash there? What is debt in the company? Meaning, are you financially sound and able to really do all the investments you need to do and to really move it forward? Because, of course, you are generating cash because you are selling gold and silver, that is for sure. But meaning, how sound is the company financially?
We have, at the end of the third quarter, we had $18 million in our treasury, and we have $50 million worth of debt. Back in August of 2018, we looked at our future cash flows, and we said, well, we could take on some debt and not dilute. That was working fine when all the properties were working.
That's always the case, yeah.
Last year, our revenue was $70 million less than projected. So we ended up having to do a couple of financing, small ones, but at lower prices, which they weren't helpful. The debt was coming due at the end of August of 2021, so August of next year. And we were able to extend that to August of 2023. Pushed it out 2 years, took the pressure off the balance sheet. And we were, so we're moving ahead with that. The projects will have a Phoenix feasibility study out. We'll have some initial numbers on the Timmins area. And we'll be looking at what the capital requirements are for there. Mexico's reasonably low. We're not quite sure what will be in Timmins yet. So I would suspect somewhere down the road we'll be looking for some capital, but at the moment we're pushing into the new year without that need.
Exactly. No, and I mean also all the issues solved, production goes up and costs down. And my feeling is that gold is quite soon above the $2,000 level, honestly. And also I see silver way above $30. So then I would say all the issues are solved.
I'd like to say that, but I have my fingers crossed. You never know. Things happen that you don't expect. As Peter said,
that is for sure.
It was somewhat biblical last year with fires and floods, and then COVID, the plague.
Yeah. Now let's look positive into the future, definitely. Now, gentlemen, thank you very much. That was a great interview, and thanks for your time. And I wish you definitely all the best. But the most important thing in life is health, and I wish you a lot of that. Stay healthy, please, because we are in shaky times, and it's really not easy. And I'm very, how can I say that? I'm very comfortable that you guys make it with your experience, and you have a fantastic company. And I'm pretty sure this is an interesting time of point for an investment.
Well, if I could just expand on that for a moment.
Yes.
We have significantly underperformed our peer group, and assuming this turnaround, we get it right, to catch up to where everybody is right now represents probably one of the more interesting investment opportunities out there, because if gold stood still and we caught up, there's a 2x over where we are right now to get back to where we used to be.
Absolutely. That was a great final sentence. Thank you very much. I wish you a great conference and all the best. Thank you.
Good health. Stay strong.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Rob McEwen, the founder and chief owner of McEwen Mining, and also Peter Ma, the new COO of the company. And you heard it, significant underperformance of the stock. This creates, as often in life, opportunities. And I'm very confident that the gentlemen really do what they have promised. They have already started to really solve the problems. Of course, if you have fires and floods, this is Mother Nature, but this is mining. We have to deal with Mother Nature, and mining is an adventure, definitely. But I would say this is a great opportunity to look at the company, and 2021 is probably the comeback year of McEwen. Check out the company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.